a review of the last 2 weeks that we did. Now, why are these guys subjected to this situation? Because their parents walked in unbelief, right? Their parents were disobedient to God's, you know, provision for them. What God has provided for them, they couldn't follow through. Do you understand? So now the children had to bear the consequence of what their parent has done. That's how people's destiny have been altered. It's not necessarily you're the one that really have done the wrong thing, but there are people that showed up before you who had not followed the precept of God. And because of the disobedience, you found yourself somewhere. Please understand that. But what will happen to those generation who had to wander in the wilderness for 40 years? They were just going back and forth in circles. In circles. So what I said, going in circles for 4 years, for 40 years. So imagine you wake up on the same routine every day, in the same location, in the same routine. Do you know that people live like that? For the first 5 years, you're doing the same thing. You live in the same location, you do the same thing. The next 10 years, you wake up the same way, do the same thing, and nothing changes in your life. The next 20 years, you're still the same thing. Okay, you find somebody around your area, you get married to that person, you give birth into that situation, and you continue to live like that. That child grew up and became 20 years. You guys are still in the same location, in the same situation, in the same circumstances, and nothing changes. Living in circle. But do you know the worst thing about living in circle? When they were living in circle, they were burying people. Because remember, God said those generations that had committed those things from the age of 20 years, He said they will die in the wilderness. So they were burying people. People were dying and they were giving birth. And they were like thinking, okay, we are living life. But that was not it. It wasn't happening. They were not living the way they're supposed to live. They were not doing, it was not God's design for their destiny to be stuck in the wilderness for 40 years. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. But the Bible said there was, according to Psalm 107, it said they were looking for a city. They couldn't find a place. So they don't have destination. They keep going on in circle. One of the ways you will know a destiny has been altered is people live in the same condition for years and years and years and years, and you cannot pinpoint to what is the change in their life.